$1 Million Micro Business by Tina Tower. Transform your career by becoming an online course entrepreneur. Tina Tower was on a beach in Thailand when she had the aha moment that would transform her career. Tower already had years of experience as an entrepreneur. In fact, she'd set up her own successful tutoring business which grew to have 30 franchises all over Australia. Her business did great, but Tower was miserable. She had to work very long hours and manage a huge team of people. What's more, she kept having to invest more and more money in the business because of unexpected expenses. Tower yearned to be able to spend more time with her family, to have that elusive work-life balance that everyone's always talking about. But she didn't know how to achieve that, to make a decent income without also working all hours of the day. She decided to sell her tutoring business and try something new, becoming a digital entrepreneur. During a vacation in Thailand, Tower gave herself 10 days to create an online course, where she'd share her business expertise with subscribers. 10 people signed up, for nearly $1,000 each. Tower had just made $10,000 in 10 days. And, best of all, she'd created a product that could continue making that amount of money many times over. At that moment, Tower's relationship with work changed fundamentally. She'd found a way to work fewer hours while creating the business of her dreams. Tower's launch was at the beginning of 2018. Since then, online learning has boomed even more as people embraced online learning during the COVID pandemic. Want to learn organic gardening? Or how to code? Or how to expertly shape your eyebrows? You can be sure, there's a course for that. This book gives you the chance to join this online revolution. Have you always dreamed of sharing your skills and expertise with other people, and making good money to boot? Then you're in the right place. In this book, you'll learn how to create your first online course offering, and attract your ideal audience. In this book, you'll discover why perfectionism is a recipe for failure, how to pick the right topic for your first course, and why building community is so vital to the success of your business. Key Idea 1. Find the right topic for your first online course. The first course that Tina Tower created was far from perfect. In fact, if she were to edit it now, there are many things that she'd change. Does that mean that she's sorry she launched it at the time? Hell, no. She'd given herself the assignment to create a course in 10 days, and that's what she did. Launching it taught her all the skills she needed to make the next course even better. And it proved that these courses could provide a viable form of income. When it comes to creating an online course, you need to channel some of Tower's gumption. Don't spend months umming and ahhing, and rewriting and tweaking. Take a leap of faith, and just jump in. And the place to start is to pick a specific idea that you want to teach other people about. You may have zillions of ideas crowding your brain at this very moment. But you need to just pick one. And it needs to be the one that lights you up the most. How do you find that idea? Through the tried and tested tool of brainstorming. Grab a pen and paper, and allow yourself to quickly jot down some sentences in response to the following questions. First of all, what are you good at? This isn't necessarily the same thing as what you studied, or what you've worked at for 20 years. What comes naturally to you that other people might find very tricky? Are you a whiz at planning parties? Can you solve sums at the drop of a hat? Jot down a list of anything that comes to mind, and don't overthink it. Next, ask yourself another question. What can you talk about all day? This is another way of asking, what are you passionate about? Unfortunately, some of the things you're good at may also bore you to tears. When you're developing your online course, you'll need to live and breathe the subject, so make sure it's something that you genuinely love. Take a few moments to jot down some of the things that you find endlessly fascinating. The third question is, what do people always ask you for your expertise in? Do you end up always being asked for help mediating conflicts in your friend group? Do people always ask you for your insights into world politics? The answer to this question will give you important clues about the expertise you need to put out into the world. Now you should have 3 lists: things you're good at, things you could talk about all day, and things people always ask you about. The first course you create should be in the sweet spot, occupying a place on all of those lists. Key Idea 2. Visualize your ideal client. Now that you've got an idea of what topics excite you, it's time to start developing a vision for your first course. Who is your ideal target audience? And how will your course make an impact on their world? When you're thinking about developing your own course, you may be tempted to make the topic as broadly appealing as possible. But that's a mistake. Actually, you'll be more successful being as specific as possible. Don't be afraid to create a course about something niche, as long as it lights you up. One woman has made $500,000 by creating a tutorial about how people can get perfect eyebrows. Another has created a lucrative business by showing parents how to create nutritious school lunchboxes. Whatever your skill, there'll be an audience for it. To develop your first course, it's time to delve into the next round of brainstorming. First of all, scribble down some thoughts on these questions. What is the goal of my course? How will it transform my clients' lives? Once you've scribbled down some ideas, ask yourself, who is my ideal client? Who am I building this course for? Tina Tower envisioned her ideal client as a fictional woman who she called Alice Carrington. She created a full persona for her, by thinking through questions like, what stage of life is Alice in? What does she do for work? And for fun? What are her top priorities in her life? Through this exercise, Alice has become very real to her. Towers makes sure that every post she creates and every course she develops are designed to engage Alice. Take some time to create your own ideal audience member. Make sure that you base it around just one person, and flesh out as rich and detailed a description as possible. Then ask yourself, what goal am I helping them to solve through my course? Key idea 3. Structure your course to keep your audience engaged and achieving results from the beginning. When you've developed a specific course topic, and conceptualized your target audience, it's time for stage 3, creating and structuring your course. The first step is to choose a name. Here, too, you need a name that is as specific as possible so that people know what they can expect to learn just from the title. Imagine you're a customer who wants to learn about making an organic vegetable garden. Would you be more likely to sign up for a course called Get Your Hands Dirty, The Bliss of Being in Nature, or an A to Z guide to planting organic vegetable gardens in small spaces? The first title is much more poetic, but it doesn't actually tell you what you'll learn. The second is a little dull but will be much more appealing. It gives potential students clarity from the get-go. Your next question is, what do you want to teach students in your course and how will you structure that knowledge? First of all, do a brainstorming exercise about everything you want your course to cover. If, for example, you're planning a course on organic vegetable gardening, you may want to talk about composting and sourcing the best seeds, designing your garden, harvesting, equipment, and a whole host of other topics. Do a brain dump and get all of that down on paper. Next, think about the structure and sequence. What are the key modules of your course? And what are the smaller chapters within each module? Make sure to keep each module action-oriented. After all, people are doing the course because they want to achieve a goal, become expert organic vegetable gardeners. What are the smaller, tangible actions they need to take each week to achieve that goal? The beauty of creating online courses is that you can choose how fast or slowly to release information. You could make the whole course accessible as soon as people sign up. Or, you could release new segments each week. Tina Tower works mainly with business people who are time poor and want to go at their own pace, so she chooses to release all the info at once. But another teacher who has a weight loss program knows that it's important to create a sense of solidarity and community among participants. So she releases content week by week, which ensures everyone completes them at the same time and can celebrate their wins together. That brings us to a very important point. However you're planning to structure your course, you need to devote time to thinking about how you're going to create engagement and a sense of community among your followers. Online courses have dismal completion rates. To really build your business and become successful, you need to make sure that you're providing value to your clients. And that will mean making sure they finish the course and fulfill their goals. One of the best ways to do that is by harnessing the power of community. Many course creators make private Facebook groups for members and encourage students to post updates and answer prompts each week. Others host live question and answer sessions or incentivize members with prizes when they meet weekly goals. You'll know best what strategy works for your course and ideal audience. Key idea 4. Use simple equipment to record your first course. It's all very well dreaming up a course, you may be thinking, but how do you actually record it and put it out into the world? Worry not, with today's technology the process can be simple, and doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. The essential equipment you'll need for filming your course is a phone and a laptop. Yup, that's all. Today, phone cameras are so sophisticated that they can create good quality video. And your standard Mac has editing software and everything else you'll need built in. So, if you're telling yourself that you can only record your course when you've saved up thousands of dollars, stop right there. Of course, as you generate profit, you can invest in fancier equipment like lapel mics and special cameras. But really, your video doesn't have to be perfect to create valuable content for your students. In the same vein, your performance in the videos doesn't have to be flawless. You may feel awkward when you begin filming yourself, but don't let that stop you. Remember, people have signed up for your course because something about your style resonates with them. So, just be yourself. If you always have sleek hair and perfect makeup, then by all means you should do that on camera too. But if you're naturally a bit scruffy, then bring that realness to your students. They'll love you for your authenticity, or not. The aim isn't to be everybody's cup of tea. The aim is to attract your people. Here's an exercise for you to do right now. Whip out your phone and record a welcome video. This is the video that people will receive as soon as they subscribe to the course. Introduce yourself and tell your students about what they can expect over the coming weeks. Don't worry about a script or finding the perfect lighting. Just begin. Congratulations, you've just recorded the first component of your course. Key idea 5. Market your course through a good website and social media. So now you've come up with a course and lined up your recording equipment. The next questions are, how will you host your course online? And, how are people supposed to find it and get to know who you are? Let's start with the hosting part first. Today, there are several excellent platforms that offer an all-in course hosting service. The author uses Kajabi, which allows you to easily create your website, host member-only sessions, and upload your course. Whichever platform you choose, you need to create a website for your course. It's where people will come to learn more about you and what you do, read about the course, and become inspired to enroll. Make sure to include an FAQ pages section, and to include an About section where you share your own personal story and credentials. In addition, it's very important to have a lead magnet on the website. This is a freebie that people can sign up for, like a seminar or master class. In exchange, they give you their email addresses and consent to being part of your mailing list. In addition to having a conventional website, it's essential to engage through social media, creating pages on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. The pages will give your followers the chance to learn more about the course as well as your unique personal brand. If you flinch at the idea of even having a personal brand, that's understandable. But if you want to be a serious player in the online course game, it's unavoidable. People choose to participate in the course because they believe in you. So you need to use social media channels to build that credibility. That doesn't mean you have to have a tell-all channel that infringes on your private life. You don't have to share photos of your kids if you don't want to, and no one's asking you about your marital squabbles. Share material that's appropriate to your values and the course you have created, and identify the difference between oversharing and being authentic. In addition to having a website and social media presence, there are other ways to market your course. You could invest in Facebook ads, write blog posts using keywords to make sure you come up faster in search engine results, SEO, or market yourself through live events, articles, or podcast interviews. Again, there's no one right way to do this. Your marketing strategy will depend on your core values and who you're trying to reach. Think again about your ideal customer. How can you best reach them? What kind of language would they be receptive to? What do they need to know about you and your course before making the commitment to sign up? Whatever route you take, make sure that you spend no more than 10% of your revenue on marketing. Yes, it's important. But it shouldn't eat into your profits. Talking of profits, it's time to look at the last, and most important aspect of building $1 million micro business, treating it like a business. Key idea 6. Embrace success. The course you've just started to create isn't a business in itself. It's the product of your business. In order to create your $1 million micro business, you're going to have to become as serious about building a business around your course as you are about creating good content. Because you're not just an educator. You're an entrepreneur. And one of the most important characteristics of an entrepreneur is that they're not scared to earn money. Scared to earn money? That might sound absurd. But it's actually very common. Haven't you ever found yourself undervaluing your own work? Or being hesitant to chase up a client to pay a bill? The truth is that many people, and especially women, have internalized the idea that wanting to be financially successful is greedy. And that their contributions aren't valuable. If you think this way, then this is the time to drop that mindset, forever. Visualize yourself throwing it in a trash can and slamming down the lid. Now, think about how much money you want to make in a year. Break that figure down into monthly amounts. That will help you set the targets for your course pricing. For example, if your aim is to make $10,000 per month, you'll need to enroll 10 clients paying $1,000 each for the course. If you only charge $99 for the course, you'll need to attract 101 participants. Your goal is to deliver an exceptional product to your clients that transforms their lives. Quality is much more important than quantity. If you value what you do, then other people will too. You have important contributions to make to the world, and you deserve to be well compensated for them. What's more, you deserve to have a career that fills you with energy and gives you the freedom to enjoy your life to the fullest. All of that is available to you. So, take a deep breath, roll up your sleeves, and get started. Final summary. The most important thing you can do to ensure your success is to abandon perfectionism and just jump in when creating your first online course. Find something you're good at and passionate about and create a course that shares your expertise. Identify your ideal audience, and market your course specifically to them. Remember, you don't need to appeal to everyone. You just need to be authentically yourself and express your unique contribution. Your tribe will find you. And here's some actionable advice. Email your friends. Are you excited about the idea of creating your own course, but don't know what exactly you could teach other people? The best way to find out is to ask the people around you for advice. Send an email to 20 people you know asking them what they think your strengths are and what they'd be interested in learning from you. It may be daunting to do, but it will provide you with some very valuable insights. Often, other people will have a clearer idea of your talents than you do. Subscribe for daily book summaries.